So I'm Arthur Placenik, and I'm the executive producer for World of Warships with Wargaming.
So Arthur, what are you showing here at Gamescom with World of Warships?
So we're mostly showing off British battleships, which you can see there on the screen. So this is a line that we're almost finished, almost finalized with balancing, and we hope to be able to release it just after Gamescom. Obviously, guys here at the show floor can try them out right now, and the rest of the guys back at home will be able to play them just after the show.
So can you go through and kind of briefly describe a few of the ships and some of their strengths and weaknesses and their play styles?
Yeah, sure. Generally speaking, this is a very cool line for us because it's very, very famous. So the British engineering of that time was pioneering, basically. So there's a lot of designs that are very, very famous, from the early dreadnought designs to super dreadnoughts, and then to more modern battleship designs. And the line is kind of divided into two parts. So up to Tier 6, up to the Queen Elizabeth, those are ships that are kind of following the super dreadnought design with really good armor schemes, so they're able to shrug off a lot of damage. But they're also fairly maneuverable, but also a bit on the slow side, to be fair. And then from Tier 7 to Tier 10, we go into more modern designs with the King George V, which is also a famous design, and then into design studies for the King George V, which are the Monarch, the Lion, and the Conqueror. And those focus more on a stealth-based gameplay, which is kind of unique for battleships in our game. And that will also give you a lot of defensive options for mitigating the damage. So in the lower tiers you have good armor. Here you also have good armor, but not as good against modern guns anymore. But you'll be able to leverage that stealth to kind of be able to mitigate the incoming damage. And they also, all of them have an improved repair party consumable, which allows you to heal back more damage. So there'll be a very risk-reward and a lot of micromanagement in this ship line, because you'll have to make a lot of decisions about when to engage, who to engage, and when to retreat to heal back all of that damage that you've suffered, which is cool.
So can you talk about the process of deciding what ships go into your game, the creative process from, pitches to actually implementing it into your game?
So, because this is an MMO live ops game, we're kind of committed to releasing content until we run out of players or money. So we have a roadmap for ship releases, like for the foreseeable future, for a few years into the future. And the thing about that is that there's a lot of ships to implement, but for us we require to get references to be able to build the models. So that requires us to do a lot of archival research and a lot of contacting museums and trying to buy books on naval engineering online, all to get all of those blueprints and all of those materials so that we are able to build the ships. So that also means that the process is extremely long for us. Like the research process for this kind of line can take up to 1 year or even more, just to get the blueprints and to have them digitized by the museum, to have them sent over to us so that we can start production. And then the production for a ship like this is like 1,000 man hours for a battleship, for one of them, and this line contains 8 of them. So it takes a lot of time. And as for decision making, it's kind of a collaborative process. So we have naval engineers and historians who try to fit in, who know all of the engineering aspects and know a lot about naval history, and they look at the designs that they know about or that they can find and research, and they try to fit those into our kind of fantasy 10-tier gameplay structure, and then they give us an idea. But it still happens that at the very end of production, in the balancing stages, we kind of see that the ship is not performing, and we try to have a backup of blueprints so that we can replace a ship or maybe modify an existing design so that it fits more into the gameplay.
So when did this new line of British ships come out?
Just after Gamescom. We generally have a 3-week cadence of patch releases. So Gamescom is actually smack in the middle of our release pipeline, so it should be between 1 and 2 weeks after Gamescom.